Good morning. Hi, everybody. We're here. Woohoo! We did it. Yay. Welcome. Welcome to our beautiful campus. And those of you who are joining us online, welcome to our sacred cyberspace. We are Unity of Gaithersburg, a spiritual community filled with love and joy. It is my joy to greet you. My name is Edie Crane, and I am just so tickled that we get to be here together. Woohoo! We are indeed a positive path for spiritual living. And so I invite you right now, just take a moment and let's breathe into our mission and our vision. Let's anchor that today. Being love, joy, and harmony, we expand the consciousness of oneness. We are a heart-centered, evolving, and expansive spiritual community dedicated to expressing our divinity and honoring all through spiritual practice, education, and service. And our core values: community, love in action, prayer, gratitude, abundance, and integrity. So let's breathe into that, the truth of who we are as a spiritual community. And if you are joining us for the first time, we are delighted to welcome you into our sacred cyberspace. If you have any questions, feel free to send us an email or give us a call. And you can also go to our website. We put a lot of stuff up on our website. And we are so incredibly grateful for our Sunday morning crew. This could not be happening without, first of all, Andy Roberts and Colin. They have set up this entire infrastructure and got all the sound and the mics, and everything's flowing beautifully. And Andy, thank you so much. Let's give Andy some more love, guys. Wow. And of course, Kevin and Keith, who are bringing you this live stream. This live stream would not be happening without them. So thank you so much. Yes. And we have Michael, our facilities guy, way in the back. He's managing your cars and making sure things flow over there in the back. Thank you. And we have, of course, Pam today is our platform person who's, you are going to enjoy her energy. Yes, of course. We are just so blessed. And remember, just a quick housekeeping thing, remember to sign in if you haven't already. If you're, for some reason you weren't able to sign up, you can just put your name on that list. So that's very helpful. And last week, you remember last week we had the stone blessings, and we put the energy of our love, our intentions into those stones. And so Kevin got the great idea to have them this week And so after service, there's the basket of the stones that have been written on is back at the table there. So I invite you to, after service, come and take a stone and prayerfully put it, in one of the flower beds around campus, somewhere, where the lawnmowers won't get it. And just set that intention that this is what I'm planting on this campus. And I also there's some blank ones there too. If you didn't get a chance to put a word in, there's some blank ones and you can write your word. So I invite you to have a little quiet time after and bless this wonderful campus. Thank you so, so much. It is so good to see you. Yay! And now I'm going to turn you over once again to our band for our opening song.
A single word he said, but I helped him drink his wine. And though he always had some mighty fine wine, singing joy to the world, all the boys and girls, joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea, joy to you and me. If I were the king of the world, I tell you what I do. I throw away the cars and the bars and the wars and wish sweet love for you. I'm singing joy to the world, all the boys and girls, joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea, joy to you and me.
All right, thank you, band. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea and to all of thee. Isn't it wonderful to be a part of this today? Wow. I also want to make a time to acknowledge our neighbors who weren't aware of what we were doing today. So hello, neighbors, if you're listening in. We bless you. We joy to the neighbors in the deep blue sea. And so I want to welcome you all to Unity of Gaithersburg. Do we have anyone here that has been coming here for maybe the last 3 months or even sooner? Any newer folks that are here? If you are, we want to welcome you. And maybe on YouTube, we welcome everybody with live streaming on YouTube. If you're here for the first time with YouTube, I'll start over again. If you're here for the first time live streaming, we really do welcome you. And we have a lot of fun here. This is our outside welcoming time to center ourselves in a summer expression. we have a very brief moment at the beginning of services about what is a spiritual nugget? What are some of the teachings that Unity of Gaithersburg has? For those of us that may not remember, and those of us that are fairly new, Eric Butterworth, who wrote Unity's bestseller book, Discover the Power Within You, says, "It is time to take a new look at ourselves and contemplate the divinity in us, the depths of our own innate God potential." And so here we are this morning, taking a new look at ourselves. What we do is join one another in a consciousness of oneness, a consciousness of unity, of the divinity in all. We are all spiritual beings having this human experience, the depths of our own innate spiritual potential. And so with that, we take a moment and have a deep breath, and might be wondering, well, what's happening at Unity of Gaithersburg? Well, we have Pam to come up and share with us all the goodies.
Good day, friends. So I'm so excited to share with you some of our transformational opportunities we have coming up. Beginning with, I'm sure all of us can agree that 2020, and for some of us even 2021, has been a year filled with transformation, loss, grief. So we're going to be having a wonderful opportunity to come together to talk about the journey through grief, walking each other home. It'll be a class of 4 Wednesdays from May 5th through May 26th from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., and it will be on Zoom. So if you'd like to come and be present for yourself or for someone else, please join us and join Lorna, Edie, and Rev Steve as they'll be guiding us through understanding more deeply the process of grief. On Friday, May 7th, though, bring your drums, bring your doumbeks, bring your cowbell, more cowbell. So join us to gather around the fire for community drumming. I'm going to try and be there. Pre-registration is required. The sign-up is in the newsletter and on the special events page in the website. Okay, and Mother's Day is coming up. So Sunday, May 9th, we are going to be having a photo slideshow of everybody's mother who would like to come and give a photo of either your mother or your mother figure, whatever being a mother, sharing motherhood means to you. So send us a photo of your mom or the important mother figure in your life. If you send a picture for the previous slideshow, no need to send another one. Okay, so we'll be using pics from the former slideshow as well. Deadline to submit photos is Tuesday, May 4th. So send them to the website, email adminunity@gaithersburg.org. Okay, and it is C Week is coming up. So who here has participated in the C classes? Yes. Now, this year we're doing them all on Zoom. Okay, so you can come and be enlightened from your very own couch. So Awakening to Oneness, June 6th through 11th. Please join us for C Week. And that is all.
I'd like to pause a moment here to have Kathy Daniels, our board chair, to come on up here, if you would, please. Kathy, you're an amazing, amazing gift to the planet and to this ministry, as you well know. And want to have you come up here, Kathy, and talk about what's been happening with our resolution, the voting rights resolution. Some folks may not know about it, but you're instrumental, you and others of the racism team. Share with us what's going on.
Okay, will do. Good morning. As you may or may not know, the board has recently signed off on a voter suppression resolution, which is really designed to address the ill intent of all of these voting laws and proposals that are being passed. And I think the main intent of these laws is to suppress the vote of people of color and poor people. And if you think that this doesn't affect you because you don't fall into one of those categories, please think again. Once you start limiting or suppressing a group of people's right to vote, any group, then you no longer have free and fair elections, and democracy is dead. So I think this is a really significant document. Our intent is to send it to Unity Worldwide Ministries so that they can share it with the entire Unity community. And I would really like to thank Mike LaPointe for coordinating this, for Jim McGalliard of the Social Justice Team for drafting the resolution. Yay, Jim. For the team that made sure everything in the resolution was in alignment with Unity principles. And finally, to my fellow board members, you guys rock. Thank you.
Well, Kathy, it takes one to know one. I mean, you rock. Your leadership has been absolutely amazing. One thing I want to say about this resolution, I think it is a leading document for the Unity movement. As many of you know, for decades, Unity as a denomination did not really take such stands on what we might call social issues that are up in the country. The initial teachings of Unity were that, well, we will change the world by changing ourselves. And of course, that's true. And in recent decades, we've gotten real clear. The message is we are here to make a difference locally in our world, in our life. And there's many ways of doing it without really crossing into the murky area of racism. It's about principle. It's about Unity principle. So I say congratulations, Unity of Gaithersburg, and your willingness to step out there and say this is where we stand. We stand on Unity principles, on oneness. So with that, we move further into some spiritual concepts.
Okay, so join me now as we do the prayer for the transition process. We hold a vision of a smooth, grace-filled, and peaceful ministry transition process, embracing our differences as we expand our consciousness of oneness and love. Throughout this process, informed by our divine nature, we co-create joy-filled, loving, and expansive growth opportunities. And now for today's daily word. Grace. The grace of God is alive in me. I don't need to do anything to earn or deserve the grace of God, because it is always present, mine to claim in any situation. Grace dawns in my awareness as soon as I move beyond the limits of my human understanding. I let go and let the peace, love, wisdom, and strength of God fill me, lift me, and guide me. In both the challenging and ordinary moments of my life, the grace I give and the grace I receive keep the awareness of God in my heart. During a tough conversation, a thought comes to mind that helps reestablish harmony. As I mull an important decision, a fresh insight clarifies my thinking. Feeling overwhelmed by my to-do list, I feel renewed energy and move forward with strength and enthusiasm. In these moments and more, I discover grace anew. From his fullness, we have all received grace upon grace. John 1:16. And now, let's prepare for meditation by singing All Is Well.
As I close my eyes and the world disappears, I can feel my breath rise and fall. There's a light inside that dispels all my fears, and I hear a gentle voice calling. All is well, 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 all is well.
All is well. All is well. As our lives continue in a sea of love, in a sea of divinity, with a deep gratitude for this moment, for in every moment we choose appreciation or gratitude for all the experience of love and abundance and open hearts. And our heart is open this morning, for we are the one. We are the one who forgives when there seems to be a deep offense to ourselves, to others. We are the one who loves when no one else does. The one who gives kindness to those who demonstrate lack of kindness or the lack thereof. We are the one to look past any insult instead of seeing the pain that motivated it. We see it as a call for love. We are the one who shines light upon those who, by our perception, shift and sit in darkness. The impact of who we are and the awareness of who we are and the living of who we are runs deep and wide, like a wave rolling throughout the universe. We are the one that brings healing to the wounded, joy to the sadness, and hope to those in despair. And as we hear from 1 Thessalonians, therefore encourage one another and build each up, as indeed you are doing. We take a moment in the silence now to open our own heart, to pay attention to what is calling us this morning. What is calling us for another look, for another reopening to awareness of love's presence? In the silence, we just open ourselves. In the silence, we dive deeply. invite you to return your awareness to this beautiful outdoor space, those of us that are here live and wherever you might be, with an awareness of who you have come here to be. Is it possible that you have been sent here in this body? You've chosen to be where you are, to being a bringer of love, awareness of love to the planet. Is it possible that you are here to express holiness, your divinity, your love, to everyone that you see, everyone that you know and don't know, all creation? Is it possible that everyone is here to only love you? Is it possible that you are here only to love others and all creation? And with these thoughts, we are blessed even more deeply with our own Jim Goldstein's song that he wrote, I'm only here to love you.
Thought my music had all dried up for the last 2 years, but I was blessed with this song just fairly recently. I was happy to sing it. I'm not here to call you out. I'm not here to judge you. That's not what my life's about. I'm only here to love you. Only here to love you. When I look into your eyes, I'm not below or above you. I know where your soul resides. I'm only here to love you. Only here to love you. You can walk to the ends of the earth, and I'll walk there with you as you follow where your soul leads. Let my love just lift you home. Every time you call my name, I can feel your yearning. You and I are one and the same. Share what we're learning. We share what we're learning. When you come to the end of your day, lay your head down slowly. Let your mind rest inside your heart. That is how you're is from the heart. I need not push or shove you. Our song has no end or start. I'm only here to love you. Only here to love you. Only here to love you. Only here to love you.
See, I got to turn this on. Okay. Thank you, Jim.
You're welcome.
Really from the heart. I'm only here to love you. That's a phrase that I invite all of us to remember. We have that be a takeaway, nothing else, just the words. I'm only here to love you. And to go deeper with it in our lives, to go deeper in it with what we know about truth. Truth is that our purpose is to be a light unto the world, and that is our light, and that's one way of removing barriers we've put to blocking our awareness of who we are. I'm only here to love you. This morning I want to share an experience that Jim told me he'd written this song. This is probably around 9 o'clock, 9:30 this morning. And I said, well, yeah, I'd like to hear it. So we went in the sanctuary. And for those of you that didn't know, in the sanctuary, all the chairs that have been set up have a photo of members, congregants of this ministry there, facing the front. And I hadn't finished looking at all of them, but this morning, with tears in my eyes, as Jim played this beautiful song, I'm only here to love you, I'm looking at these faces. Now, you might imagine right now, and might even look around as people in front of you and behind you. Do you believe that they are here only to love you? And do you believe and hold that you are here only to love them? And for the memories that they represent, when you see those faces in the sanctuary looking at you, stunningly beautiful love, children of God. That's beautiful. So what came to me is this little kind of closing ceremony we'll have at the end of today when we're finished with everything. Even before you pack up your chairs and so on, if you're willing and you wish to be guided to do that, go into the door here in the sanctuary. Our chaplains will be here. We will taking people social distancing into the sanctuary, silence, no talking even while you're in line, no talking, just a presence. And you might even hold that thought, I'm only here to love you, and also to be open. I'm only here for you to love me. And take your time going through the sanctuary and exit the other door. And there will only be maybe 4 or 5 people at a time in the sanctuary. The chaplains will be there too. It's a very powerful time to bring home. We are close to reopening. You know, we're close to saying, enough of this separation. Is it close to being opening, or are we already opening? What about reawakening to awareness of opening at the heart level, of our spiritual level? Are we ready for that? I don't know. Sometimes we hold grievances. There's a situation that sometimes with what some people have done to us over a period of time, they may be in our immediate lives, or there may be other people around the planet that there's no way that we're going to forgive them. And as I was dwelling on this concept and so on, yesterday, I heard this song. I listen on Saturdays. Every day of the week, I have some songs. I listen some music on my apps. I listen to Hawaiian music every Friday, Aloha Friday, and then I listen to a range of music of jazz, and all the way from gypsy jazz to bass jazz, and you name it, and then some rock and some country western. And the song of this title brought joy to my heart, laughter. A person that certainly has an invitation for forgiveness, but who knows what's going on. I'm only here to love you is one thing, and I'm only here to make a decision to wait until the grass grows over me. When the grass grows over me, when I'm in the ground, then I will get over loving you. And so, what is it going to take for us to decide that we're here to make a difference with people? And so, we want to do that. When we have a time of wondering what to do, when we have a time of saying, I need to make a decision on this, and that decision is coming up with our board of trustees, that we're getting close to making some decisions about what does it look like in terms of the near future rather than distant several months future of perhaps some official level of reopening physically here on campus. And as you know, this campus is spiritually charged. It is absolutely a light for the planet. And it's incredible what we feel here, what I feel here anyway. And it takes a time to say, well, how do we do this? And if you're like me, I'd like to have this done yesterday. I'd like to say, well, we're going to be opening at 5 o'clock today, and just come on over. And also, we know that we're also going to do this in a diligent way. We're going to do it in a way of where we're safe with one another. We're going to do it in a way where we honor everyone, and a way that's doable. And no decisions have been made, and we don't even know when a decision may be made, but we're looking at it with increasing speed and intention for clarity. And so in terms of you and how you have been doing, how has it been like for you to be here this morning? Yeah? Yeah? And I don't know about you, but over the time of being on these grounds, and as I'm with various spiritual communities around the country, this is the third one in a row, a third ministry in a row where I've been for 10 months, or not yet 10 months here, but possibly close to that, and falling in love with everybody and seeing the incredible love, and in some ways also missing my own peeps back in Kansas City at Unity Village. I go to a Unity Chapel of Unity Village, at the church on grounds of Unity Village. And so I've missed my own congregation, but I have congregations all over the place, and you folks be one of them. And so I find myself this morning, and many times when I think about reentry and what it must mean for all of you and what it means for me, I was in all kinds of tears. And this morning when you were playing that song, Jim, I wanted to break right down in a really deep, loud sobby, but I block that when I'm with people. And what about you? Are you aware of how you and we block awareness of love's presence, of joy? What if joy really stood for just open yourself? Just open yourself. So another way of looking at it is, well, I'm aware that right now I'm more in the sadness rather than fill in the blank. What would just opening myself look like in that situation? In my case, it's honoring that my tears are wanting to get into some emotion, which some of us, especially traditionally, stereotypically, some men, it's very difficult to do, yes, even by myself. And yet I know that just open myself, Steve, just open myself. What is calling you to just open yourself? We could say, well, it would make my life much happier if I had a place to go to on Sunday that wasn't on Zoom. Well, you're not the only one. And Zoom has a way of being a growth opportunity for me. And you've seen my growth opportunity at times, and it's just really very interesting. So just opening yourself. So if we want to just opening yourself, we want to ask ourselves, well, how can I go deeper? If it's about deepening myself, opening myself to what? Well, if we open ourselves to joy, is there a way that I could have joy in this situation with this person or with these people? Is there a way that's possible? How could I deepen myself in relationships? Probably this morning as we've been talking, someone or some situation has come to mind. There's always growth opportunities around politics, for example. And I'm seeing some bubbles back there. The kids are outside, obviously having fun. That is so cool, so lovely. The joy that the bubbles bring. So how are we blocking ourselves from the joy of going deeper, of being deeper in relationships, in our health, in whatever is going on with us? Is there a way that we can say, I am willing to go deeper and not wait for Unity of Gaithersburg to reopen and get us back to a normal Sunday service? Well, folks, for a while, what's normal? The new normal is right now. And so can I go deeper in my unconditional acceptance of what is right now? Unconditional acceptance of what is, because not accepting what is keeps me stuck in the emotions of lack and fear and doubt and worry. Well, I really want to move into love. Well, joy activates love. Joy in the fishes in the deep. That song, I've always loved that. It's a great hymn for any time, not just Christmas. I always thought that was the Christmas carol. It is a Christmas carol, same title. But the reality of it is joy to the world and the fishes in the deep blue sea, joy to me in this situation. How can I block my awareness, even expression of joy? So awareness is one thing. Awareness must precede change. If I'm not aware of how I'm blocking the expression of joy, other people that know you well, perhaps they're sitting next to you. Maybe they're elbowing you around. Get that one? Maybe they know when you're blocking your joy. And sometimes we think it's only in certain circumstances can we be joyful. In some ways that might be true. But how can I go deeper? Instead of saying, I'll be over you when the grass grows over me. Joy activates love. And what does love do? Love activates our core identity. Love activates life. Love activates who we truly are. It's possible that we could start with our heart. This wonderful book, Crucial Conversations, says that a first principle of dialogue, the first principle of conversation, that's conversation with anyone, with yourself, with anyone, any thought. Start with your heart, your own heart. If you can't get yourself right, you'll have a hard time getting conversation right. If you can't get yourself right, starting with your heart. If you're not in alignment, if I'm not in alignment with my heart, if my thoughts and my behavior and my words are not in alignment with my heart is always love and joy and positivity, then I'll be having a hard time getting any kind of conversation right. And it's beyond just being right. Would you rather be right or happy? Of course, Miracles invites us. I would rather hang in there and be right in the situation because the jury and myself and the job and something written, and it even says here in a book, says I'm right. Is that the point? You can make it the point. I do it with a disturbing frequency. I mean, what the hell? I keep on doing that. So, joy activates love. Love activates life. It's who we are. And so, focus on what you really want for yourself and from others in this conversation, in this life, in this situation. In this moment, if I find myself off center, what is it that I want? And sometimes on my drive here, I left on Monday last week, driving from Lee Summit, where I live, Unity Village, to Gaithersburg. Got here Wednesday night, Wednesday night. And I had many moments of all kinds of emotions and so on, and driving different paths. And my life has been rather full, and in some ways it would be very, very stressful in some ways. And it was like, well, I'm just going to pull over right now because I just need some alone time, and I don't want to have to get in the way of another car that's coming my way. And I want to start with my heart. I want to ask my heart, okay, Steve, on a bad day I'll say, all right, call it a day. Then I know something really is up. So, all right, dear one. All right, Steve, what's happening? What's happening? And then if I stay trying to ask the question, the why question, I used to teach, I got to be careful how I say that here, but love, the why question sometimes is a BS question. The answer then I say is always because. Well, because what? So I'm still trying in my head, trying to figure out what's going on, Steve. So if I pause a moment, and we all know about whether we do it or not is another question. Whether I do it or not is about meditation. And I made all kinds of exceptions. I will meditate regularly. I've not missed a day for a couple thousand days in a row. And the question is, I can still go through the motions and meditate, but I'm still not there. After meditation, then what? After meditation, life continues. Chop wood, carry water. So I ask myself, what's going on? What is my heart saying? If I pause a moment, in my case, it seems like instantly I'm aware of what it is. And quite often it's having to do with taking some breaths and letting out. And sometimes it's tears, sometimes it's rage, sometimes it's a knowingness, sometimes I know I need to just dive into the silence and let go. And to be, well, it's okay that I don't know. And that bird, I'm always whistling to birds, and they whistle back to me. On my bad days, I say, I'll whistle to the birds, and they don't whistle back. On my good days, I say, every bird that ever whistled on the planet whistles for you, is there for you. The paraphrase, of course, in Miracles. So we know that there is guidance. So what's the story about accessing your heart? Heart is the spiritual center of love in our body. It's also a source of keeping us alive in this human frame. And as I was reflecting on this morning in meditation, and I was going through that tear moment of both, it was some tears of joy about being with all of you, and in this incredibly special time. This is a moment in time that we will remember, this coming together on a summer day and to celebrate with our community as we move into even another part of the COVID journey. And what I got from my heart was this song that I remember when I was a kid. I'm not sure what the date was, but it's called Young at Heart. Fairy tales can come true. It can happen to you if you're young at heart. And sure enough, our musicians, they can do everything because they're young at heart. And they know this song. And I imagine a lot of you know this song. And you might want to sing it. And since you've been sitting for a long time, I'm very aware that a lot of the chairs are low. And if you're like me, you might be very mindful of how quickly you stand up. But if you feel like standing up and singing, but no matter what, if you want to sing this out, go for it. Young at heart.
Fairy tale come true. It can happen to you if you're young at heart. For it's hard, you will find, to be narrow of mind if you're young at heart. You can go to extremes with impossible schemes.
Laugh at your dreams.
You can laugh when your dreams fall apart at the seams. And life gets more exciting with each passing day. And love is either in your heart or on its way. Don't you know that it's worth every treasure on earth to be young at heart? For as rich as you are, it's much better by far to be young at heart. And if you should survive to 105, look at all you derive out of being alive. And here is the best part, you have a head start if you are among the very young at heart.
Turn around and look at everybody. Just look at everybody. And change the lyrics.
You should survive
You are young
to
at heart.
105. Look at all you derive out of being alive. And here is the best part, you have a head start if you are among the very young at heart. If you are among the very young.
One more time. We are.
At heart.
Jim, one more time. We are very young. Jim, the very last phrase. Do it again. We are the best part. We have a head start. We are among, doing it first person. Go ahead. It's the very last two sentences.
And here is the best part.
Yes.
You have a head start if you are among
And
the
we
very young
change
at
it to
heart.
we.
Right, if we are among the very young.
Okay, so let's just sing that way.
1, 2, 3. And here is the best part. We have a head start if we are among the very young at heart. If we are among the very young at heart.
All right. Pamela. It's all yours.
I think I'm young at heart. I think everybody can testify to that. And it will always be that way. Okay, so now it's time for us to focus on our investment in love as well as our investment in this gorgeous campus and each other and all the services that Unity of Gaithersburg has to offer. So we can focus on our tithes and offerings. If you would like to donate via text, you can text GIVE, give, to 301-918-5625 and follow the prompts. For those of us that are here in person and would like to donate through the form of little paper strips or little metal discs, you can drop them in the white box behind where you signed up, where Jim is sitting. So please go and do that at your preference. We also have the Caring Cottage that is open for from the social justice team. For those of you who have brought your donations for the Caring Cottage for all that we do in the community. Now let's focus on our prosperity wisdom. I live in a world of plenty, and I have a consciousness of abundance. And now for our love offering blessing. Divine love, I am, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am so grateful.
Source of everything. All around us and within us is the source of everything. Breathing in, breathing out, every breath, cleansing down. When we lift the veil of judgment, we are all one family. When we lift the veil of judgment, we are all one family. Heart to heart, hand in hand, one in love. Here we stand, God in you, God in me, God in everything that we see. Oh, lift your head up, lift your heart up, raise your voice in praise of God. Lift your head up, lift your heart up, raise your voice in praise of God. Seek ye first the Father's kingdom, and your good will come to you. Seek ye first the Father's kingdom, and your good will come to you. With all your heart and all your mind, all your worries left behind. Trust your soul where it may lead. Love will satisfy all your needs. Woo! Lift your head up, lift your heart up, raise your voice in praise of God. Lift your head up, lift your heart up, raise your voice in praise of God. Lift your head up, lift your heart up, raise your voice in praise of God. Lift your head up, lift your heart up, raise your voice in praise God.
We are so blessed by you all. Thank you, music. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, our youth, or I see our youth, are you ready to come in, Beth? If you are, we're ready for you. We're so excited about today. And one thing I'd like to do, while the youth are coming up here, is if we say the very back row, we want to form a huge, huge social distancing circle here. And if you'd rather not be in a circle, you can stay where you are. But we know all masks on, and have space between you, and you make the circle as big as it needs to be. And as we'll have as the youth as they come in, and then we will. So the back row could pretty much stay where it is, I think. But the rest of us in the center come up. You can come all the way here behind the speakers even. And make sure it's social distance and make you move apart all the way behind here. No. I know it. All right. This is it. Well, Beth, where are you? There you are. Hi, Beth. Let's give a big hand to our youth education coordinator. Beth, you are amazing.
Thank you. Thanks. So great, the weather today, and we had a lot of fun with bubbles and egg hunts, and just so happy to be together again. So, and we so appreciate the support of this amazing community. We love you. We bless you. We thank you.
Okay, so let's look around and look at our children, and also there's some youth that aren't with us today. We hold them in our heart and mind as we hold our hands up and say, we love you and accept you just the way you are. Together, we love you and accept you just the way you are. We behold the Spirit in you. We behold the Spirit in you. And would you like to say this also back to us? We have two youth who we can say with them. We imagine the youth of the world and the youth in our own community saying this back to them because they've heard our message. And the youth say to us, we love you and accept you just the way you are. And we behold the Spirit that you are. Oh, yes, 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 yes. And now we affirm through song in our heart, let there be peace on earth. There is peace on earth. The peace song.
enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us, and wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Amen. Amen.
And with a powerful amen, we also say, and remember that we are here, only here, to bless and love others. I'm only here to love you. And for those of you that want to leave, when you're ready to leave, you can move through the sanctuary. The chaplains will be there. And behold the rest of the folks that may not be here and for the planet. And so this is the time where we are here to reawaken and move into awareness of our true holiness, our divinity as we bless the world. God bless you.
Thank you all. We love you.